Alright, picture this. A grimy little diner on the edge of Chicago. The kind of place where the coffee's always burnt and the jukebox hasn't worked since the 90s. It's a Tuesday afternoon. The lunch rush is dying down. And then bam, the door slams open. Two guys storm in, one waving a shaky pistol like he's auditioning for a bad action flick. The whole place freezes, forks hovering, hearts pounding. And in the middle of it all is Ellie Harper, a waitress who's seen worse days than this. She's got this quiet, steely calm, like she's not just serving coffee but holding the whole room together. And in the corner booth, tucked away behind a cold plate of fries, is Victor Kane, a billionaire who owns half the city's skyline, but looks like just another guy in a suit until you notice the $200,000 watch glinting on his wrist. What happens next isn't just a robbery gone wrong. It's the spark that lights up a story so wild it'd make Hollywood jealous. Ellie's life is a treadmill set to sprint. She's 28, with tired eyes and a frayed apron, pouring coffee and dodging creepy regulars to keep the lights on for her little brother, Jamie, who's 10 and fighting leukemia like a champ. 2 years ago, she was one semester away from a nursing degree, but medical bills don't wait for diplomas, so she dropped out, trading scrubs for a diner uniform. Every shift, every tip, every extra hour goes to Jamie's treatments that cost more than her rent, hospital visits that eat her savings. She's not just surviving. She's calculating how many plates to balance, how many smiles to fake, how many days until the next bill hits. But Ellie's got this thing, this unshakable core, like she's been forged in a fire nobody else can see. And Victor Kane? He's watching her, bored out of his mind with his penthouse life, his boardroom sycophants, his empire of glass and steel. He comes to this diner once a month, not for the food god, no, but because his late wife, Clara, loved its soul. To him, it's just a rundown joint, but today, it's about to become a stage. The guy with the gun, let's call him Hootie Barks. Nobody move. Empty the register now. His voice cracks, raw with panic, and his buddy in a ski mask is already shoving the diner's owner, a sweaty guy named Tony, against the counter. Ellie's halfway to the kitchen, arms full of dirty dishes, when Hoodie's wild eyes lock on her. You? On the floor. He screams, the gun jerking her way. The air is thick with fearsome sobbing. A kid drops his spoon, but Ellie doesn't flinch. She sets the plates down, slow, deliberate, the clink of ceramic louder than it should be. Okay, she says, her voice low, steady, like she's talking a customer out of a bad mood. It's okay, everyone, just stay calm as getting the money. She looks right at Hoodie, not defiant, but human, like she sees the scared kid behind the mask. An old lady nearby starts whimpering, and Hoodie spins toward her, his gun shaking. Shut her up, he yells, but Ellie cuts in, soft but firm. Maggie, it's me, Ellie. Just breathe with me, okay? In and out. It's gonna be over soon. It's crazish, not just calming Maggie. She's calming the whole damn room, even the guy with the gun. Hoodie hesitates, his eyes flickering with something shame, maybe before his buddy grabs the cash and they bolt into the Chicago chaos. The diner explodes into sobs and shaky laughter, but Ellie's already moving, getting water for Maggie, checking on the kid, keeping everyone grounded. Victor hasn't moved, his fries untouched, his eyes glued to her like he's just seen a unicorn. This guy's built skyscrapers, crushed competitors, but he's never seen anything like Thesa Waitress running a crisis like a seasoned CEO. When she brings his check, her hands finally trembling just a bit, he doesn't write a tip. He pulls out $2,100 bills $2,000 and slides his sleek black business card under the stack. That wasn't just bravery, he says, his voice like gravel. That was control. Impressive. Before Ellie can process, he's gone, leaving behind a lifeline and a mystery. Back at her tiny apartment, the air smells like hospital antiseptic and Jamie's nebulizer hums softly. $2,000 means meds, rent, a moment to breathe, but that card? Victor Kane, CEO of Kane Ventures. A quick Google search pulls up headlines. The king of Chicago real estate, the man who buys cities. This isn't charity, it's a play. Ellie's gut churns. Guys like Kane don't give handouts, they make deals. For 3 days, she stares at that card, torn between hope and suspicion. Jamie, pale but sharp, finds it while digging for crayons. Call him, Ellie, he says, his voice raspy. He's nice. Maybe he's got more money. She laughs, but it stings pride, doesn't pay for chemo. On day 4, she dials. Kane. He answers, no hello, just his name, like he's been waiting. It's Ellie Harper, from the diner, she says, throat dry. A pause, then, I expected you sooner, Miss Harper. For days is cautious, not decisive. She fires back. For days is me making sure my brother's okay, before chasing a stranger's offer. Another pause, and maybe a hint of a smile in his voice. Fair. Kane Tower, 90th floor, tomorrow, 9 a.m., don't be late. Click. Kane Tower is a beast of glass and steel, and Ellie, in her iron blouse and second-hand skirt, feels like a fish in a shark tank. Victor's office is a cathedral city views, mahogany desk, air that smells like money. He doesn't waste time. The $2,000 was a thank you for the show, he says, leaning forward. You didn't just handle a gunman. You managed fear, controlled the room. That's a skill I can't teach. I've got a job special projects lead, reporting to me. You'll fix messes, union fights, community pushback, clients on the edge. No spreadsheets, just your gut and that calm of yours. The offer letter slides across the desk, 6 figures, full benefits, enough to change Jamie's life. Ellie's stunned. Mr. Kane, I'm a waitress. I didn't finish nursing school. I'm not, he cuts her off. You're trained to triage under pressure. Business is just people bleeding in suits. One condition, total loyalty, total discretion. Fail, and you're out. She doesn't hesitate this time. I'm in. Her first week is like landing on Mars. The 90th floor is all whispers and side eyes. That's the waitress Kane hired on a whim. Her biggest problem isn't the job. It's Nathan Reed, a slick VP with a Harvard degree and a chip on his shoulder. He saunters into her glass-walled office, all fake charm. Ellie, right? Nathan Reed, acquisitions. Gotta say, your unconventional resume has us all curious. His smile's a blade. If you need help with, say, what EBITDA means, I'm your guy. She doesn't blink. Thanks, Nathan. I learned fast. It's a diner move, shut down the jerk without starting a fight. But Nathan's not done. He's got plans to bury her. Her first test comes fast. Kane's building a luxury tower, but a 70-year-old tenant, Mrs. Rosa Carter, won't budge from her rent-controlled brownstone. Nathan's been throwing cash and legal threats at her, turning it into a PR nightmare. Kane hands it to Ellie. Fix it. 48 hours. She skips the lawyers and digs into city records, learning Rosa's history. Her late husband built the brownstone's garden. Her kids grew up there. Ellie shows up with a peach cobbler, knowing Rosa won a local baking contest in '95. I'm not here to buy you out, Ellie says, sitting in Rosa's cozy living room. I just want to talk. Rosa softens, shares stories of her husband, her garden, her life. Ellie listens, then pitches. Kane's Tower will have a public garden. We'll name it after your husband, move your roses, add a plaque for his work as a community teacher, and we'll fund a literacy program in your name. Rosa cries, signs the deal. Nathan's furious, his hammer-and-nail approach outdone by Ellie's heart. She keeps winning, closing a tense union deal by promising retraining programs, earning whispers of Kane's secret weapon. But Nathan's resentment festers. He hires a PI to dig into her past, hoping for dirt. Instead, he gets a bombshell. The PI finds that one of the diner robbers, Tommy Vega, was caught, and his brother, Alex Vega, works at Kane Ventures as a low-level analyst under Nathan. Worse, Nathan cleared Alex of a shady expense report weeks before the robbery, a $6,000 wire to Tommy's girlfriend. Nathan's small cover-up, meant to keep a deal moving, now ties him to the crime that brought Ellie here. He's panicking this could end him. Ellie, meanwhile, smells something off with a charity Nathan's pushing for Kane's foundation. She visits their community centers, finding empty promises and padded budgets. Digging deeper, she discovers payments to a PR firm owned by Nathan's fiancée. Then, in a routine file, she sees Alex Vega's name, recognizes his face from the robbery lineup, and spots Nathan's sign-off on his fraud. The pieces click. Nathan's not just a rival, he's a liability. She sets a meeting with Kane, CCing Nathan. In the boardroom, Nathan smirks, ready to undermine her. Ellie's presentation is surgical. She exposes the charity scam, names Nathan's fiancé, then drops the bomb. Alex, Tommy, the buried fraud, the robbery. I'm not saying Nathan planned it, she says, locking eyes with Kane. I'm saying his judgment's a risk we can't afford. Nathan sputters. This is a witch hunt, but Kane's stare shuts him down. Is anything she said wrong? Kane asks, voice like ice. Nathan crumbles. It's complicated. Kane's done. Get your things. Security's waiting. Nathan's escorted out, career in ashes. Ellie's promoted to head the Kane Foundation, launching a scholarship for healthcare dropouts like her. The story leaks when a diner regular's granddaughter, a journalist, digs into the $2,000 tip, uncovering Ellie's rise. The article from Waitress to VP, Billionaire bets on diner hero, goes viral, painting Kane as a genius who sees diamonds in the rough. Ellie, poised in her new office, tells the press, this isn't a fairy tale, it's about skills forged in hard times. Talent's everywhere. You just gotta look. One night, Kane stops by her office, eyeing her plans. You're not just running Fizzery, rewriting it, he says, almost soft. Ellie smiles. Just doing triage on a broken system. For Kane, who spent his life buying cities, Ellie's his one priceless Finda legacy, not of steel, but of heart. So, was Kane's bet on Ellie a stroke of brilliance or a reckless roll of the dice? Could you see yourself taking that chance, or would you play it safe? Drop your thoughts below, share this with someone who needs a spark, and hit that subscribe button for more stories that hit like this one. Thanks for listening.